idea of what's to come. I know it's been cold, and in a lot of cases it feels like it can't get colder. Unfortunately, it can. 21 below is the all-time record low temperature in the area here back in '84. I think it was January 21st, actually. But the point is, we're going to get really cold. We've been talking about lots of days. It's cold today. The wind gusts 35 to 40 miles an hour. Wind chills, as you can see on the screen here, are already in the single digits. 6 Ann Arbor and Jackson, 7 in a lot of places around here. So it is a tough cold, but it gets worse from here. And the one graphic that I wanted to show you that really tells the story. Check this out now. Again, we're at 6:37 or so. So the 6 o'clock temperature in Detroit, that might be the 6:30 temp. But at 6 it was 20 degrees, still at 20 degrees. It's 24 below in Winnipeg. It's 44 degrees colder in Winnipeg than here. And if you look at the streamers on the graphic, the flow is coming from that direction. There's an Arctic front that's just about to get through Milwaukee. Milwaukee's 15, La Crosse not that far away, Green Bay not that far away in the single digits, and then it really drops very, very quickly. So again, 44 degrees colder in Canada than it is here, and the air source is coming from that direction. So when the Arctic front comes through, you're really going to know when you wake up tomorrow morning that it's here, and then it's really, really tough to deal with. We've got a lot going on. Yesterday we talked about this kind of a weird thing, the cold weather watch, extreme cold weather watch. It's now officially a cold weather advisory. It just means that it's more likely to happen now for the weekend than it was yesterday. But the point is, overnight tonight, starting at 1 a.m. officially, into 10 a.m. Saturday morning. So it's tonight, tomorrow night through Saturday morning that this advisory goes. It's impacting all of us here. And it's going to be common that the wind chills are 10 to 20 below. I know that 25 is stuck out like a sore thumb on Saturday morning, and I'll kind of give you the highlights, if you will, of these different days. Tomorrow morning, 10 to 20 below, common for wind chills. Saturday morning, 10 to 20 below, slightly better. Sunday morning, Monday morning at 5 to 10 below zero. Now, the days don't get much better either, but the mornings are going to be the coldest. Saturday morning looks like there's very little wind. So the temperature with some breaks in the clouds and very little wind will get really cold. Coldest we have been Saturday morning in 7 years. But if the wind blows just a little bit when the temperatures are that cold, I wouldn't be surprised if every now and then for an hour or so, perhaps we touch 25 below. It's just not as common, or it's not as likely as it looked like it might be earlier in the week, because the winds on Saturday morning look like they're going to be so light. So those are all tough numbers. Those are all dangerous numbers. Those are all hard to deal with. If you've got people that you know that might need checking in on, this is the time to do it in this extreme cold. Ask about the furnace if they've got heat. Pets, don't forget the pets, man. They can't be outside with numbers like this either. So we got the Arctic front coming through tonight. It enhances the cold air over Lake Michigan. The snow showers are pretty widespread on the west side of the state. There have been very few that have leaked over here to the east this far, but as that extra cold comes in tonight, there'll be a few more. We could get maybe an inch in some spots. It doesn't mean everybody gets an inch, but that's not out of the question in a few spots. So if you wake up and there's more, if you need to dust off your car, your truck again for the 3rd or 4th or 5th day in a row, you should take it easy on the roads. We start the weekend with the dangerous cold, and it stays very cold through the weekend and next week. But I just wanted to bring up a point. It looks more and more likely now that we are going to finish the weekend with the cold and some snow that sticks. So we have talked about this on air for a couple of days now. Here is Friday morning, 10 o'clock is when this starts. Look out in the Colorado Rockies. Cold, and the moisture is coming together in Texas, Oklahoma, New Mexico, and then starts moving across the country. What typically happens, I'll stop it here at this point, which is 8 o'clock in the morning Sunday, which typically happens, storms come west to east. When they get near the east coast, they start turning, in this case left, north, and come up the coast. They use the difference in temperatures between the ocean water and the land temperatures, which can vary greatly, and that helps them, the systems develop there. There's what we call a troughing that's typically there anyway on average, especially in the winter, but storms tend to develop and move along the coast. So what looks more interesting for us, this whole explanation is about that the system starts to turn left or north a little sooner than it looked like it might have done that when it was first kind of getting onto this track that this is going to be a doozy. So this is Sunday morning at 8 o'clock, and you can see that we've got some snow, that's that kind of light grayish blue, in the area here. And I'll run this time along, and you see that it stays for a good chunk, if not all of Sunday into Sunday night. So with that in mind, I'll show you this graphic that we've been watching for a while, and this is just going to be, again, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Notice how the swath, if you've been watching the last couple of days, I hope you have, the swath of the heaviest snow, instead of being Oklahoma City to Memphis to Raleigh, is now Oklahoma City to northern Kentucky near Cincinnati to New York City. So it's come a little farther north with this, again, swing and this turn starting a bit earlier as the storm system approaches the East Coast. So I want to give you some numbers here. Keep in mind it's Thursday evening. We're looking ahead to Sunday and Sunday night. So this is different. This is just more detail than we talked about yesterday because of this northerly swing again. But if you look at Detroit as the 3-inch line, north of Detroit looks like 1 to 3, south of Detroit looks like 3 to 5. You put that at about 3 in Detroit. This is a combination of Sunday and Sunday night together. Again, there is this very heavy snow that'll be to our south. I've seen numbers anywhere from 14 to 18 inches in Cincinnati. So the bullseye is still to our south. It's just a little farther. We're on the fringe of this, and so I want to let you know about the snow opportunity here. Again, another time to clean the car, clean the driveway. We've been doing that a lot lately, but that is at the end of the weekend. Again, it's 3 days away, right? Friday, Saturday, Sunday into Monday morning, almost 4 days away. So we may have to adjust that up or down. We'll see, but that is now more likely on the radar, so to speak, to have some snow to finish off the weekend. All right, coming up on 6:45 here. Here's your forecast for tonight. These numbers are all pretty small. This morning and today we've been in the single digits, but look at this: 2 in Detroit, 1 below in Howe, 2 in Port Sanilac, 4 in Adrian, 1 below in Lapeer and Pontiac. That's just the temperature. Again, wind chill 10 to 20 below overnight tonight. Look at the wind, west to southwest 15 to 25. And then the wind turns, this is why I mentioned the snow shower chances. The wind turns late tonight, and tomorrow it's west-northwest. So that does two things. That turn in the middle of the night allows for perhaps a little bit more extra snow to get here. That hasn't been much so far today. And then it also brings in the drier air that gives us a peek of some sunshine tomorrow. But you can tell it just doesn't help. 7 for a high in Detroit, 3 in Howell, 7 in Port Huron, 3 in Lapeer. That 9 in Adrian might be a morning temperature and then dropping from there. So that's a little tough as we go. All right, sum it all up in the 7-day forecast, and you will see that it is cold and getting colder and getting colder. So 7 tomorrow, 7 below Saturday morning. Wind chills 10 to 20 below both mornings, Friday, Saturday. 9 Saturday. Saturday and Friday are probably dry days. Saturday night, we're still dry, but Sunday night, looking for snow. The farther south you are, that's why I put more south, the better chances. Remember, I showed you Detroit is about 3 south of there, 3 to 5. There's a watch. There's a winter storm watch in Toledo. From there south, they're talking about 6 or more inches. So if you have travel plans to go somewhere down 75, that's not going to be good Saturday night, Sunday night into Monday morning, just so you know. Temperatures in the teens Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday for highs. We're supposed to be in the low 30s, so it obviously stays very cold, single-digit lows, and there will be more mornings where the wind chill is well below zero, especially Tuesday morning, but probably Monday, Wednesday, and maybe even Thursday morning as well. The snow Thursday is kind of a wild shot. Looks like there's a little moisture coming through. I'm not sure. But the point is, we go from extreme cold getting into the weekend to cold and snow to finish the weekend, and you can see that it's going to stay very, very snowy again during all of next week. we get to the end of next week, we're pretty darn close to February, and to be honest with you, looking far ahead, I haven't seen a lot of change evident that February starts much more differently than January finishes. So I'd save some money for the heating bill, that's for sure. This is the headline: overnight tonight through Saturday morning, cold weather advisory. It's a weird sounding thing because we don't talk about them much, we don't get them much. This is the coldest air in 7 years coming in for the start of the weekend. All right, it's coming up at 7. I got to get back out in the studio. We'll get more details there as we go through the 7 o'clock news, and of course tonight at 10:11 on TV 20, and also 11 o'clock on Channel 7.